super excited about this call. There you are. Yay. Hello guys, my name is Dr. Sharnael Wolverton-Sehon with Swiftfire, and I'm really excited to
Hi, can you hear me?
Is that you, Dr. Ariel?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, who said that? It should be, everyone should be muted. If everyone can please mute themselves if you're not automatically muted, that will help. It's a little bright. Okay. I'm super excited because this is a topic that I've never taught before. I'm still actually learning a little bit as I go, remembering as I go, and that's why I brought on someone who's an expert in the field. She's a naturopathic doctor. I found out about her about, gosh, has it been 2 or 3 years ago now, Dr. Ariel?
Back in 2018, and this is so wonderful to have this time of reconnection.
Yes, and at the time I had a lot of different things going on in my personal life and different things going on, and I just did not have the bandwidth to wrap myself around the technology. I did purchase the technology, but I hadn't really dove in it, and I got it out for myself, dealing with some, balancing in my own life. This is way before this whole virus stuff happened, and was just looking for some ways to give myself some extra support and my family. We have a family of 7 of us, and then we also have 5 dogs and a few cats, and oh gosh, it just went away. Where'd it go? Shoot.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
who's that?
Lord, I don't know what just happened, but my screen just went away. Can you guys see me?
I don't see you right now, Sharnael.
What happened?
There you are.
Okay.
You're back on.
I do not like this waiting room business. Does anybody know how to turn? What's that? Does anyone know how to make it so this waiting room business isn't happening anymore? There's people who are trying to get in. In the past, they could just get in, and now they're in a waiting room and they have to be admitted, each person one by one, which there's over 100 people registered. So that could be a little bit.
Feel free to try to let them to come in. I mean, I'm totally fine waiting.
Okay.
But I think it's because of Zoom having new security. And so people were coming into rooms that didn't belong there. And so they made this new sort of stopgap feature. So yeah, I would love for anybody who wants to join us. Whatever we need to do is totally cool.
Okay, let's give it one more minute here because they're still jumping in. What time is it?
It's about
You guys just bear with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this out as far as next time, because I'm not gonna be able to do this through the whole class of just constantly trying to let people in one by one. I get security, but this is a little overboard. I'm gonna go ahead and go, and if people are late, they're just gonna have to get the recording.
I sent you a way to get rid of the waiting room feature on your phone.
You found something?
Yeah, I sent it to you on a message.
Click more. Yeah, I don't have that feature showing up. As the host, manage participants. Thank you for sending that, but for some reason I don't have that. Maybe. All right, so let's just do this.
Oh, your voice is, I don't hear you now.
Can't hear you. I can't hear him. I think we lost him. Did I lose him?
No, can you hear my voice?
Is he there?
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl's one of our newest Genius users. Hi, Cheryl. I'm glad you're joining us.
Okay. Everyone should be muted, please, and it should just to keep the noise down. And this is recording. Okay. Anyway, 2018. Everyone can hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes. Okay. Just shake your head. Yes. So 2018, I found out about this great technology. Didn't have the bandwidth to, didn't make it a priority to do it based on other priorities going on in my life. And then I came around and was using it for myself maybe a month or two ago. Time flies when you're in quarantine, right? So, and then when I started really figuring out how to use it and getting some help with Colette and some other people that I know have it, and Benet, who I'm not sure if she's on here. Oh my gosh, my mind, there's this stuff. This is like, why have I not had this since birth? It's to the point where I ended up getting other licenses with, because I have 7, I've got 5 kids and then 2 adults, and well, one's in Seattle, but she's using hers up there. And I have all the animals. I have the software to actually test my animals, and I have 2 animals that are very elderly and going through some serious stuff. So I'm already seeing some balances on that. But anyway, all that being said, Dr. Ariel, this is her thing. And I'm just so excited to be able to connect with her and to let her talk to you guys today a little bit about the technology. And yeah, go ahead, Dr. Ariel. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved, if you don't mind, just to start off.
Not at all. Not at all. Now my sound is good, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sharnael. And it's such an honor, to be a guest with people that you work with and who like what you do. So thank you so, so much. Being interested in natural health, I became a naturopathic doctor, and I've been a naturopathic doctor for going on 2 decades now. It's hard to believe. And almost a decade ago, I discovered that something that would be really helpful for naturopathic doctors is bioresonance, which is what we're using with the Genius. It's also called quantum biofeedback. And what it does is it uses your voice and your picture in order to really quantify what your frequency is, to really find out what you're vibrating at today, and then to compare it to some other frequencies in the program in order to give a score. And we see these in the program as reds and blues. But the whole reason that we're doing this is to learn more about who we are, where our emotions are at, maybe what essential oil is resonating for us today. And when I discovered that this type of technology was possible, I was blown away, because the thing that naturopaths struggle with is finding the root cause. What is the biggest thing that isn't working for that person today? And if you're just sitting across from someone and you're hearing, well, they've got muscle pain, they can't sleep, they've got aches, they have anxiety, all of these things come at you at once, and you think, my goodness, what's the underlying issue that I need to know? And with, quantum biofeedback, like the Genius, you can find this out in such a short amount of time. You can get so much information. And I discovered as a naturopath, I wanted to teach this to others. Like, I want to be your consultant every once in a while. And so I can put you in a direction. But if you can have the Genius, you can balance yourself and you can learn about yourself every day. And so I just fell in love with the idea of combining my knowledge of natural medicine with biofeedback and teaching that to as many people who would be willing to listen. And Sharnael, you're one of those folks, so thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So, and how it works, just to give you an idea, because it can happen in person, and some of you have actually done this online with me. What I have had different uni feedback, not bio, but like the Zyto and oh no, not again.
You're fine. You're doing great. Yeah, you're fine.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. If you guys can please turn off your mute. If you can mute, except for the two people that are talking, sorry. People are still popping up. I've used different things like the Zyto and Itobi, and that's great. It's very accurate. It goes on with a galvanic score. It reads, through your hand. And I've used those for years through meetings and doing whatever, but because my clinic flooded in 2016, the only way that I would ever be able to test people is if I actually went to their house or we met at Starbucks, or a lot of times I would bring the Zyto to my conferences and have people be able to scan while they were there. So, with being able to do this remotely, I did find out that Zyto does a remote, but it requires the person have a scanning thing at their house. Well, what am I supposed to do? Go send, a $200 scanner to every person that I'm going to do and hope that they send it back to me? That's not really going to help. So when I found out about this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. This is a way for me to help people remote, long distance. And the accuracy is ridiculous. I mean, it goes into, I don't use all of the testings because you want to only put a limited amount of what you're going to focus on, and they call it the tray. We go into EEGs, we go into your anatomy, your brain anatomy, chemical sensitivities, food allergies and sensitivities, your electromagnetic environment, and how maybe you could be having issues with frequencies from appliances or your cell phone or Wi-Fi or things like that. It will read and show you exactly what's going on. It goes into like your sleep patterns, and some of the libraries that I've just now looked at will even go further into stuff. Mostly when I do like a basic reading, I'm looking at like what essential oils, what herbs. We have these chakras in our body, and how are the chakras? Are the chakras going in the right direction? Are they going at the speed they need to? What's out of balance? Of course, it does go into essential oils. It goes into, there's all the different body systems. And what we can do is, as we're looking at all those different things that are specific to you, when we get that package and we look at those reports, we get a customized set of frequencies that can be delivered right back to your physical body, no matter where you are or what you're doing. And I just send that to you where you are, and you're getting zapped from long distance. Then afterwards, I'll take a picture of your biofield after, and we can see the difference of how you started out versus what happened after you got zapped. And then it gives us a score of your absorption capacity of what your upgrade was, whether it's energy flow, harmony, alignment, and your overall. And you know what I've seen, and you can maybe tell us too about what you've seen, but what I find is a lot of people who are not open to this, like let's say their wife drugged their husband in and he wanted to get tested, I find out that they don't really test as well, because I guess there's a subconscious frequency of being guarded, and so they're not absorbing the frequencies as well, because they kind of feel like intruded on. So I like for people to only come to me if they actually choose to be there on their own. I will tell you too, I tell every single person who scans, hey, I'm about to scan you, make sure that you're drinking lots of water, because I find out that people who are very hydrated score way more better, because water is electric and there's a current, there's an actual current that helps your cells to receive the frequency and or be ignited into the proper frequency. So, you know, this was over kind of trial and error, because I've been testing, I don't know, 100 people here in the last few weeks. And
Wow.
I'm like, okay, they scored like a 67, and, you know, and this other person scored like a 10. So I would ask them, you know, how did you find me? What was your situation? Did you drink lots of water? You know, and trying to find out just by asking the people who scored really high versus really low, like, what are the common things here? But can you tell us what helps us score better as well?
Well, I'm not sure if you're talking about the rectification score, like first of all, the level of knowledge and the way that you've explained the bioresonance, biofeedback is so wonderful. So Sharnael, thank you for such a great way of explaining it. That's so understandable. Yes, you're right, because it's basically electrical flow. And so any way you can get the electrical flow to move better, and with water will make a difference. So it's a great idea to have them drink before and after. And when we have it in person, we do have people who will have a little electrolyte, and they'll recommend that they drink a little electrolyte, like just a little, you know, vitamin emergency type of a thing. And that really does help afterwards as well, because you're changing your whole energy field. It's like an energy makeover, and whatever is in your field is then reflected in your physical body. Now, we did have an amazing meeting recently with one of our practitioners in Canada, and she worked on a little girl remotely, a 2-year-old that was born and had an inward facing eye. So the 2 eyes did not line up straight. And we saw a picture of the girl before, and she did 1 session a week for 7 weeks, but she also sent the frequencies to the mother in something called our Quanta Capsule. And the mother was also able to run the frequencies. So it was 7 weeks, and the 7th week, the child's eye moved, and she is now seeing completely straight ahead. And this was all remote, and then the Quanta Capsule. So it was quite extraordinary.
That's amazing. That I mean, I keep hearing other stories like that, not just from you, but other people that I'm testing. I'm getting a lot of feedback of, oh my gosh, after this happened, I cleaned my house like a crazy person for 3 or 4 days, and everything's clean, because they had so much energy. And then I have some people who are like, I felt really tired actually, you know, and I think that's good, because sometimes we are just so in high beta. We're so, you know, fight or flight, going, even in this situation that we're currently in. And your body has been like wanting you to rest. So this is like causing people to slow down and let their body heal. When you can get in that delta state and be at a place of rest, then it does help you to sleep. Help you to get into that HGH part where your body is repairing on its own. One thing I wanted to mention too, talking about explaining all of this, you know, when people are like, what in the world? Like, how does this even work? You know, and, you know, first of all, like I said, the people who are more open to it seem to score a lot better than people who are just like, this is really dumb and I'll do it, but go ahead, I dare you to fix me kind of thing. They don't score well. But, you know, I don't know how my watch works, but I look at it all the time, and I just trust that this is probably the time. You know, I'm not against watches, but I'm not going to take it apart and need to know all the things inside of it to make sure that it works, or we're not going to use it. You know what I mean? So the people who are open and they're like, you know what, I don't really know 100%, but like, I'm just open and I'm going for it. You know, I think that's such a great attitude to have. The other thing I want to mention as far as describing, if you took like a tuning fork and you banged it and it held up and it made that sound and that frequency, let's say it's E, you know, that will vibrate only so long. And then after a while, it'll start to lose the frequency or the vibration of it all. But if you had other E tuning forks all around it in unison, then even when it started to slow down, if you bang something and hit it over here, then it's going to automatically come in tune and they're going to connect together. And let's say they start getting tired, you bang something over here and they're all going to come in sync to re-vibrate at that sound. And so what we can do is we send you the vibration, we send you the frequency to you. That usually lasts, what you said, about 7 days-ish, you know, that is, especially if you're drinking lots of water. But what's cool is when you're getting the reports, you know, if we're looking at these reports and we're giving you some suggestions for homework, then let's say it's saying, hey, you know what, you should get a spinal alignment, go see a chiropractor. Of course, we can't right now, but I'm just saying, you know, it would be good for you to get to see a chiropractor. It'd be good for you to get a massage if it's your lymphatic system. It'd be good for you to drink this or use this essential oil or take these vitamins or take these herbs. Those are all frequency and sound too. So those are like the outside environmental sounds that help keep what we did in the middle going. And what happens eventually is, as you continue all your practices, all your homework, and we continue, and then if you come back over time, maybe every week, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, especially if you're not doing any of the homework, I would suggest coming every week. But if you're doing some of the stuff at home, maybe every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and do that over a period of time until your body comes into remembrance of muscle memory and going, oh my gosh, you know what? This is what I was supposed to do. I forgot. Now I remember. Thank you. And it just automatically stays in that tune without all the extra support and help that's required to keep it there and hold it for a while. It's kind of like if you broke your arm, you reset it, you put a cast on, eventually you can take the cast off, you know? So I don't know if that helps on some of you guys to kind of get like a mental picture. But when you're talking to people, what is the average time that you suggest people coming back, or, you know, how do you guys do it?
Yeah, we're doing between 1 and twice a week sessions. Often, obviously these days, remote sessions where we might have them on a video feed just like we're doing now. And then I'll have my iPad and I'll be working on them. Is that background? It's interesting. It's cutting out the picture of the genius, isn't it, with the virtual background? Can I turn that off? Yeah, let's see if I can turn that off. None. Okay, there we go. Let's see if that'll work. I didn't turn on the virtual background. It was just there. But anyway, this is the genius, and you can see some of the frequencies running on here. And you described it perfectly. And you also touched on something that's so important, and that is that the genius is always best when people are doing lifestyle changes. Like, you can't just have these frequencies and walk away and expect your life to be completely different. Let's look at one of the really fun, you know, like the mineral screen or something like that.
Mineral,
see what is going on with people. But it's a way for you to learn about yourself. And then if you see that something is so out of balance, we have frequencies that say, you know, excessive fat in the diet. Some people don't want to hear that. But when you can see that yourself and you go, okay, maybe I need to change whatever. Maybe it's not fat, maybe it's sugar. Okay, we can all agree on sugar. So maybe it's too much refined sugar. You can actually see that in the frequencies. It gives you that, you know, you might just be with yourself looking at it and just say, oh yeah, caught me, you know, I got to do this. So it helps you to learn more about yourself to make a positive change. And then the frequencies also help people. You know, we've had people who've had serious addictions in their family and run the frequencies remotely for their family member and have the addiction habits start to change. It's amazing, you know?
Yeah,
So
and since you brought that up, I want to touch base because I didn't mention that before. That's one of the things that actually does show is all the emotions. It shows the ones that have been around for a long time, and it shows the things that are showing up now. And you know what I'm finding is, because everything's an inside job, and those of you who've read my book and talk about the biofield and negative patterns and positive patterns and how we can have a life of miracles, you know, you have to understand that if you're changing things with the lifestyle changes and your sound is different, that's the best way to change your biofield, because everything that changes in here actually sends different and new information out here. Now, what does that mean? What it means is the biofield, too, bio meaning double, both electric and magnetic. So that's why they call it the bioelectric, or the electric magnetic field, the biofield. And if you've had negative patterns in your life and you're just like, why does this keep happening? A lot of times it's because of what's going on in here. It's so low vibration that we're actually attracting, because remember, it radiates out, it's electric, but it also magnetizes back in. And so if you're running at a low frequency, then guess what? You're going to attract low frequency patterns and people and situations. And you're the one who's created it all, but you're just like, they did it, or, why does this keep happening, or whatever, when it's like, no, you get to change up your whole creation. You're the author of this. You're the captain of the ship. And it starts with you and what you do. And we can help by giving you these extra boosts of frequency, and by, more importantly, giving you the report so you're more aware of what's going on with you, so you can make the choices that you really have the opportunity to do on a regular. But if you don't know about it, you might not make the choices because you're just not even aware. And that's the thing, knowledge is power. You don't know what you don't know, that's ignorance. But once you know, then you're responsible, and you can make the choices that are going to serve your highest situation. Now, when I'm scanning people right now, I don't know if you've been scanning a lot of people, but what I'm seeing compared to when I started doing this a couple months ago, people are all over the place because what's going on in the atmosphere. And because honestly, we're all in a different place than we were a couple months ago, not by choice. There are a lot of unknowns, there are people who are at home that are not used to being home. There are people at home with 5 kids that are not used to being home with 5 kids, trying to homeschool and be teacher and work. And there are people who are having to work that are going in very, kind of scary situations where they're not sure if they're going to be sick, or even going to get groceries. You're like, what do I need to do? There's that automatic.
Totally.
Yeah. And then not to mention, just again, the unknowns of when does this end? Like, what is going to happen? Like, most people want to know the end of the story, and we've been waiting for the end. We don't even know if we're in the middle. Like, we just don't even know where we are or what we're doing. So people are scanning crazy stuff emotionally and physically. And people is, what? I'm looking at this and I'm seeing some things that are kind of out of whack, but also everyone is going through some things right now. And the good news is you're getting the reports and you're getting scanned in a time that is most important for you to get as much positive enforcement and backup that you possibly can, because we really need it. This is the time more than any that is the best time to be scanned, because of the situation that we're in. And sometimes people may score some things that are on a subconscious level. They don't even realize, oh my gosh, I didn't know I was feeling that. I didn't even realize I was thinking that. I didn't know this was going on with my body. And so it gives them that connection. And sometimes they're like, oh yeah, I definitely knew that for sure. That's been going on for a while. So a lot of it too, like, it actually shows your spiritual protection situation. And I'm seeing that is all over the place, as far as like the biofield, entities, dark forces, invocations, chatter, things like that, where it's like, well, with the news and people and just the chaos on the planet right now, there's an energetic thing even in the Schumann resonance right now. Well, our bodies are feeling it. And and some I know the people personally, a lot of you guys on here are empaths, and there's a better opportunity if we're not sovereign to not really be able to process what's going on as much. And you may not even know it with your head, but your body's feeling it. And so this will be a way to help you get as sovereign and to be able to kind of put up that shield so this stuff isn't affecting you. We don't have to let this affect us. We can be sovereign. We can cut the cords. We can be as one in God.
I totally agree with everything that you're saying. I think it's so interesting, Sharnael, that you kind of picked this up so close to this event happening. It's almost like a part of you knew, And now you're able to use the genius to help people all over the world, all the people that you help maybe, or you've helped in person. Now you can reach out with the genius and help so many people wherever they are, and they truly need your help right now. I don't know if you wanted to do a sample scan for anybody who's attended, or if there's any way that I can better, you know, explain the genius or highlight it, you know, but let me know what I can do to, you know, anything I can do to help people to understand it. But what an amazing tool, and what an amazing time that you've reconnected with us. So I know that we're so
Is there
excited.
somebody who wants to do a scan real quick? I guess you can unmute yourself if you feel like you want to scan. Okay, someone says I will, but it doesn't say who it is. CD.
So we'll need you to tell us your name, and you'll, if you can show yourself on camera, then we can get a picture of you.
Who's
Robin.
CD?
I would.
That's me. My name is Sarah MacArthur.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Good,
Okay,
how are
Sarah,
you?
you're the winner.
Yay.
If everybody could go back on mute, we're going to scan Sarah real quick. I wanted to tell you too, I'm scanning people overseas, Australia, New Zealand, the UK, Canada. It's not just people who, you know, you think in the United, I am scanning people all over internationally, and it's been so awesome. It's a little bit tricky with the time zones to get with people, but it's working. It's really good.
We do that all the time, and it's exciting. This is quantum physics. You know, time and space is an illusion that we've given credence to, but it doesn't really exist, and people can feel this all the way in Australia. And why shouldn't we be connecting with people? Because we are truly connected with people vibrationally, really sometimes more than locationally. So you're able to really connect with those people that are on your same wavelength and give them the information and the energy that they need. I'm super excited to hear that. This is a perfect technology to do that. And you mentioned the flooding, which is really interesting. You know, with the Genius, it's a device, and it's our software. So if this explodes, blows up, goes out of date, gets flooded, anything like that, you just replace the device and we reactivate the software. So I think that's great. And then the mobility of it, you could take this anywhere.
On the plane, on the train, in the bathroom. We could just scan people.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Sarah, what's your last
Sarah?
name?
My last name is MacArthur, MacArthur.
Okay, got it. And we do need to ask what's your birthday?
August 4th, 1980.
All right. Let me get that all set up here. So is there anything going on with you, or anything that you really wanted to work on?
I guess I'd like to know underlying emotions. I have been through a lot in my life, and especially a lot in the last year.
Okay. Of course, now that we're ready to get set up, let me see, I got a situation here. Let me see if I can mute myself for 1 second. Sharnael, I'm going to let you talk for just 1 second so I can get the situation worked out, all right?
Yes, ma'am. Sarah, are you still here?
I am.
Okay, cool. Where are you from? Where are you calling in from?
I'm currently living in Alabama.
Okay, cool. How did you find out about us?
I follow you. I actually met you at convention last year, bought your book, and follow you on Facebook. I am an AFT practitioner, so I'm interested in frequencies and all of these other things, and have had a lot of interest in biofeedback. So when I saw your advertisement for the webinar, I just felt like I had to jump in here.
Yay,
Awesome.
that's so cool. You have such a great team and people who are hanging out with you, Sharnael. I absolutely love it.
Awesome. All right, Sarah.
All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually record your voice. You guys can hear me now, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to record your voice. I'll cue you, like I count you down, 3, 2, 1, and then I'm going to have you say your name. My name is, say your name, and then just keep repeating the vowels A, E, I, O, U. It's a 15-second recording, and I will tell you when we're done. So I'll start now. In 3, 2, 1, I'm recording.
My name is Sarah MacArthur. A-E-I-O-U. 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 A-E-I-O-U.
Perfect. It does seem 15 seconds today only seems like forever. And then I'm going to take your picture and we're going to use your picture as part of this as well. So right now, analyzing your voice and turning your voice into a frequency. So we're measuring what you're resonating at today. Okay, so then I take the picture. And what I'm going to try to do is get her picture and not anybody else in the picture. Perfect. She looks absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
And she is, yep. And then we are going to analyze the picture. So it's going to do an algorithm to basically look at your energy by the picture. And you know there's a lot of energy in people's pictures. So it's very powerful. And
Wow.
then we're going to combine the voice and the picture together. And then we're going to start the fun, which is to really find out what's going on with you today. We're going to hit begin analysis at the bottom. And then we're going to look at your aura.
Okay.
That's what we're going to look at.
Super cool. I'm geeking out really hard right now.
I know, right? I love
I'm
this
just like,
stuff.
oh my gosh.
I'm going to tap this button at the bottom and we're going to look at your aura. And you can see your picture is right there in the center, and we're going to see
Oh.
some of the colors in the aura in just a moment. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's actually going through a whole algorithm and it's saying your voice and your picture equal these colors today. So let's see what we've got here. So you know what I'm seeing, and we're going to see this actually change, and we're going to take a screenshot of this, and then we're going to send this to you. There's a bit of, it doesn't come through that well because of the lighting, but there's actually quite a bit of purple up here. And purple is really opening up those higher chakras. So particularly with this one, opening up your pineal gland, opening up the 6th chakra. Now, what we want to end up seeing with this is we do want to end up seeing it fill both sides more equally. And we're seeing a little bit of gray on the other side, and then it's a little bit yellowish. And that usually is some digestive distress going on. So we're going to clear all of that out. The good news is whatever's going on, whatever you discover, you can discover it can be harmonized. It can be cleared, whatever it is, you know, what you think, oh my gosh, I have that. You just clear it. Just run the frequencies. And I think this is who we are as a consciousness. This is who we truly are as human beings. We might have that, I call it the scary flu. You guys all know what I'm talking about. We might have that scary flu, but you know what? We could just, what if we just said, and it's clear and it's harmonized. And the genius is like your training wheels that are showing you how to do that, showing you that it's possible with frequency. So you want to look at another piece of the puzzle in here?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to look at something called today's stress. And in order to do that, I simply just tap on one of the lines here that's around about the body. And it says today's stress. If I could find it, see if I can just go back here. Today's stress. Okay, so today's stress, and what we're seeing here, do you see that red line right there?
Yes.
Should I lower it a little bit? It looks like it's perfect for mine. How's that view, Sharnael? Can you guys see it?
Good. Yep.
It is? Okay. The lymphatic is your immune system. And so I don't think you have anything in particular to worry about, but it means maybe a little bit of skin brushing, just drinking a little bit more water, just helping those lymphatics, stretching a little bit more. And then something environmental. And this, you know, when we're home so much, this can be maybe a little bit of stuff going on in the house. And we even have home clearing libraries that can help with this. But, you know, just getting outside if you can a little bit more. So there's something in the environment. It could even be like a little nice dog or kitty or something like that. So what we do is we simply just actually tap the button right at the bottom, and it instantly starts harmonizing the environmental issue and the lymphatic issue right away. So it is now sending frequencies back to you long distance. We're all connected through the Schumann resonance, and this has algorithms that are connected to the Schumann resonance. So you can receive this anywhere. We're now directing these frequencies to you, and also listening to them and even seeing them does enhance the process.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So is there any other topic that you can think about that you wanted me to look at? We have libraries in every single category. So do you have an Achilles heel or anything that you're working through?
Is it more like things like I've been struggling with like self-doubt or insecurities lately? That
Yes,
seems like it's really like a big thing that is going on right now. And it's a little out of norm, but it's there for sure.
I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, self-doubt and security right now is probably big time for everybody who's on here. So you probably picked a very good topic.
Great.
Yeah, we do have like limiting beliefs that we can look at on here. So let's look at a limiting belief for you. And then we could find also a personal affirmation for you. What do you think about that?
Perfect. Sounds right.
Okay, so let me see about, we've got the limiting belief. The one we're going to do is, let's do this one. Okay, so they're going to be a little bit, revealing, right? But we probably everything that I'm going to read here, it could be true about everyone. Okay, so just keep that in mind. What it says is, I'm not good enough. So we're going to actually harmonize it. It's somehow it's all my fault.
Mm-hmm.
There's not enough. And you have to give in order to receive. So do any of those resonate for you?
All of them do.
Okay. And so, but then you think, okay, so they're there, but you can do something about it. So we can put those in the tray and then we can run them for you. So I'm just going to do another screen here. And the one that resonates the very highest right now is somehow it's all your fault. So we're just going to whisk that away, just like we're taking out the vacuum cleaner or the broom. We're just going to, clear it away with the frequencies. But it's interesting when you have a lot of information, you can do the second scan that we just did, and it gives you the highest one. So you can kind of know that everything that you're whatever's going on, it kind of goes back to that. Was there an incident or something sometime? Can you pinpoint something or connect something to sort of that I feel that it might be my fault?
Oh, well, yeah. In the last year, I went through divorce due to infidelity. So
let's clear that out.
Yeah.
Because it's probably not true. There probably was some reason. It probably wasn't only your fault.
Right. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So, and this really gives you the ability, it gives you that catalyst to be really able to move it out, because for most of us, we might have learned the lesson, we're acknowledging it again, and it's time to just get it out of ourselves so we can get on. You can think about quantum biofeedback as being a tool of your evolution, being a personal tool or a companion for your journey here on planet Earth, helping you to evolve, helping you to grow. How about if we find some affirmations, some real positive statements for you?
Okay, great. Okay,
so I'm going to just type in affirmations here, and we're going to look at this. Isn't this fun?
So fun.
Oh, you're going to like this. You're ready for like a lot of affirmations, for a lot of positive statements.
Yeah, and by the way, if you guys are on here and you didn't get picked, please know that there's no coincidences. When someone gets picked, it's because she's representing all of us. So if any of you feel that this is for you, go ahead and receive this harmonizing thing for yourself too. I mean, we're all one, so go for it. Grab it while it's out there.
I love group sessions, because you can do a group session, Sharnael, where you could actually have everybody on camera for a moment and take a picture of everybody on here and even have them speak their name at the same time and do a beautiful group energy. But it's true that Sarah's probably being a surrogate to some degree, that everybody on here has a matching picture to some degree. So the ones that are coming up for you are, I am flexible. I'm going to actually take those frequencies so we can run them for you. My life is filled with ease. I courageously live life. I willingly forgive. It's interesting, there's another one right below it that says, I freely forgive the past. I say yes to life, and I am lovable.
Yay.
These are beautiful.
And we'll see if there's one affirmation that's absolutely the top affirmation for you. I'm going to say that there's actually two, maybe there's three, because you can see these three actually came up high with those little red marks on them. So there are three maybe that you can really think about. The first one is, I say yes to life. I love that concept. Have you ever heard about the people who do that, where they just, everything that's asked of them, they just say yes for an entire week? You don't have to do it if it's something harmful, obviously, but just the idea that maybe you just start saying, yes, right? I say yes to life. I freely forgive the past, and I courageously live life. And we are running those frequencies for you. So you're really getting that. We call it encoded information. And your being, your consciousness is receiving this encoded information, which is just for you at this time.
It's awesome. It's so in line with so many things.
Yay!
It's really, really quite amazing.
So tomorrow, you'll wake up and you'll be different. You'll be changed. You'll be catalyzed it will take you another step further to really, being in the place that you want to be in your life.
Wow. This is really,
That's awesome.
really incredible.
Awesome. Congratulations, everybody on the call. I hope you all receive that. And when we wake up tomorrow, or actually, why wait till tomorrow? Now is be fully present and just receive this change now. Miracles are miracles. We don't need to wait. Let's just take it.
Let's take it. That sounds really good. Do we
Awesome.
want to continue? We've really wonderful, beautiful comments. People are saying it's very cool. From Tammy, Barbara saying yes. Love the
Yeah.
affirmations. Yes, I receive. Thank you guys so much for such positivity. Such a wonderful
Yes.
group. Yeah.
So we're actually getting close on time. I don't want to make it so long that people are like dropping out. And I also want to remind people that if you're interested in a scan, then you can get your own. Like, I know this is a group one, but you can get your own individual one. And I can post that right after here on the Facebook, the link where you can get it. You can either just order the scan by itself and get the reports, or you can order it a scan with a consultation. So I will scan you, and then I will scan you back and show you your before and after pictures, and then I'll send you the reports and then go over those reports with you personally. What I'm seeing is a lot of people who do it the first time really require the consultation just because they want to know how to read everything and like what's what and kind of understand it better. But I'm having some repeat people now too that are just like, I'm just zap me, give me the scan, give me the report so I can have my homework and know where I'm at. I can figure out what adjustments need to be made based on my prior scan, because, as you harmonize, there may be some other things that pop up or some things that still kind of linger that you might need to keep on a little bit, but the scan will adjust to send it back to you based on your changes. And then you may have some new homework. So it's good to do it, more like personally, I'm scanning every day right now, but for whoever, that's up to you, follow your own heart. I'll send the links to both of those. And then I'm also going to put a link up there for anybody who's just interested in checking this out for your own self, for your own health, for your own family. You guys may be interested in having the software for yourself, or even using it as a potential business for you to be a practitioner in this and actually start, having people pay you to go through it. What's really cool about it, if you get it through our system, Ariel has made tons of videos where all you do, you're literally trained online to be the best practitioner ever. And learn how to do all the reports, how to do the readings. She has spent an enormous amount of time and money and energy to make sure that she doesn't forget anything. And she's continuing to train too. She'll come up with a new library and she'll, send it out and have people, learn about something new. So I like that there's this continuous thing too, but oh my gosh, there's so much to this. And she continues to add libraries. I have the basic ones. And right now, as far as my scans, I just do a basic, which is pretty large amount of information just on its own. I'm considering maybe doing a more advanced scan opportunity for people to invest in, where it's going to go through a lot of other different things. Like she had the affirmations and what have you. I can even scan animals, children, I can do that now too, which I'll probably have to put that up on eventually on our website to be able to give that option as well. But I will do that. And if any of you guys are interested in any of those things that I just mentioned, you'll have all the links. I think Dr. Ariel had even offered that for anyone who wants to just do it on a trial basis, to just test it out for 14 days with no cost, that you can just do a trial and like play around with it, see if it's something you're interested in, and see if that's something that you want to invest in after the 14 days. So that's kind of how I got on board. I kind of got into it and I was like, this is awesome. I'm geeking out. Like Sarah said earlier, I was like, I love the science. I'm not very, I have like basically no technology skills and I choose from that to expand and be better. And I think that was maybe something that held me back from jumping into this, because of my limitations. And I kind of felt like, well, this is going to take a long time for me to figure this out. when really I jumped in. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. Like my children can do this. My children do this. My kids know how to do the machine. So it's like, she's made it so basic that literally I don't know what the holdback was for me at the beginning, but it's very, very easy. And it's something that all of us would be able to really benefit from, not just having at our house right now for all of the people that live with us, but even, people remote or family members that we can call and literally just test them and screen them and scan them and help them out from afar, or use it for business purposes. Because if you're in Young Living specifically, there's libraries specific to Young Living things. As a naturopath, Ariel and I, if we see things going on with EEGs or with the spleen or whatever, I think both of us have enough knowledge to go like, well, I know what products Young Living is that would do to support that. But not everybody knows the products as much to be able to go, this is that, and this is that, and this is that, and just make up their own protocols. So there's actually a library just for Young Living products. If that's what I know some of you are in Young Living, it can do a scan and just show all the essential oils and all the supplements that you need. So you can use that as your business. You can maybe add in like some other things if you want, but you can make it very simple or very big. It's completely up to you. So I want to also.
Can I just
yes.
just jump in one there, because you one thing I didn't get to answer for you, and I want to make sure that I do, is you alluded to something really important. You give people that first scan, and then you want to keep charging them up. You want to keep them going in that direction. And so one thing you haven't been able to do yet, but for under $200, we have our Business of Biofeedback class, and we give you remote programs where you could just press one button. I know your audience here probably we have that money magnetizing program. And it's really, really cool. People go bananas for it, but we are teaching people to do subscription programs. Like for yourself, you could offer these kind of people it's a discounted session, but they agree to once a week for a month. So whatever that number is per month, they pay you, but then you're going to send them one session per week. Yeah, for one session per week. People love this. We have our practitioners are having 19 and 20 and 25 subscribers that are regular people. And some people want the family plan. So they want their kids. So they have like a number that, okay, so this person can get it and this person get it and this person get it. And they have that practitioner working on their whole family, and it's giving them a lot of comfort right now. We have that money magnetizing library. And we also have an emotional reset library that's for calming, comforting, releasing anxiety. And you could just press one button, or you could do a more complicated session, complex session for them. We have fillable reports so they can see their results. So people really, you want to keep going. Once you get that momentum, you want a little bit of a, okay, here you go. Here you go. Keep that ball rolling, because you're evolving and you're getting stronger. And every time you get the frequencies, it's building something up. And I just want to show you something that's really important. This is my phone, and this is called our Quanta Capsule. And Sharnael can send you your frequencies to your phone. You don't have to have the whole genius. This is like a $65 program that you get once, but then she's going to send you frequencies, after your session, and it lasts for 7 days, and then you can get new frequencies. And so all the affirmations for Sarah, we could send all those affirmation frequencies to her, and she could go throughout her day and play it and play it and play it. And then you come back next week and you get new frequencies. It's more fun than healers were previously allowed to have, you guys. It is so cool.
Yeah, and I like what you said about getting the whole family involved, because then it goes back to what you were mentioning about the mother and the daughter they were both getting zapped, but the frequency sent to them, but they had a faster miracle. And it goes back to the tuning fork, where if you're being tuned, but everyone in your family is also being upgraded at the same time, then everyone kind of synergizes together, and there's an automatic collective upgrade for everyone in unison. It's really cool. I just love the science behind it. That's my favorite.
It is. It's in so many ways, and I love that. And it's so passive. Like, there might be spouses that are like, I don't know if I want it, but they don't have to do anything. They just have to be open to it, and they too can be, helped in a positive way. So there are some questions, Sharnael. People are saying, how much is the actual machine or software? And it's anywhere between $13.97 to $39.97. And I can help anyone on here. I love to receive phone calls and talk to people. So I'm always available. can call me anytime. We'll get that contact information out. And we want, let me know, identify yourself that you came from Sharnael. That's important so we know who to thank. And either we have installment plans, but the software is an everlasting software. Like if we make any upgrade or if we add anything, we give it to you for free. It's included as long as you're like a lifetime owner, which everybody who gets one of those packages is a lifetime owner. We don't charge you a monthly or anything like that.
Yeah, there's no monthly payments at all. So I stopped doing my Zyto completely because that was a monthly and I couldn't even do it remote. So yeah, I like that part.
Yeah. And has this worked with Alzheimer and dementia? We do have Alzheimer's libraries, and it's just that anything that's wrong can be harmonized. So whatever, I've always seen some type of improvement, like improved sleep or improved clarity. We don't make any claims, but we always see some type of improvement. So people who were just on the couch and they weren't able to do anything, and all of a sudden the next day they're like cleaning up their home, they're feeling better. But it's really fun, those Alzheimer's libraries, you can actually see the energies, the frequencies for the beta amyloid plaques, and then you can run frequencies for them. So anything that you can identify, you can harmonize it, you can clear it.
Awesome.
And we do, for anybody who does want to do that trial that Sharnael talked about, we have our immune resilience libraries, and some of them contain rife frequencies for the scary flu, for the coronavirus. So if that's something you would like, to be able to run those frequencies as well as frequencies to harmonize your immune system, just download our trial version. I will gift those to you and give them so you can start using them and playing with them.
Yeah, I will actually, I'm going to email all of you the link, and then I'll also email you the link just to get a scan. If you just want to try to get a scan, or not try to choose to get a scan on your own. We're going to have to wrap it up, but
Sure.
I do have a couple of things I want to add just in general.
Of course.
Because of the lockdown and what have you, I have a lot of things planned for everybody, and I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of it and kind of keep you in the loop. Tomorrow night, we're going to be teaching about keto and keto lifestyle, and she mentioned, sugar being an issue, especially when people are at home and maybe not making the right choices and eating some different things and maybe not getting the exercise they could get. So we're going to talk about keto lifestyle. If you're looking for a reboot, that's a free class. Also next Tuesday, I'm going to be interviewing Frank Lazzaro out of New Jersey. He is a paranormal specialist who works with essential oils and crystals and the supernatural. And he works with all these priests and different Christian people, and they're seeing a lot of different things happen by using crystals, not only with their health, but with the supernatural. And so I'm going to be interviewing him on that Tuesday next week. Next Thursday next week, I'm going to have Dr. Richard Bartlett from Matrix Energetics, and he's going to talk about remote healing a little bit of the quantum, but even without a scan, he's going to talk about some of that. And then he's also going to talk a little bit about where we are now in the country and some foundations of maybe some things that we thought were real, but they're not, and some things that we thought weren't real really are. And kind of a real come to Jesus talk about some things that maybe you're aware of and maybe you weren't aware of. If any of you guys have watched the video that came out last Friday called Out of the Shadows, that's kind of some of the things that we're going to discuss a little bit. Also, I'm really, really excited about this. I don't know if you guys have probably heard of one of our presidents in the past, President Eisenhower. We will be interviewing his great-granddaughter, Laura Eisenhower. She's a friend of mine that I've been knowing for about 3-4 years now. And she is an insider on a lot of this governmental stuff and a lot of the things that are for quite a while. I've been in and out of this loop of some things that have been happening over my lifetime, and she's been someone that's been really helpful for me to kind of process some of this stuff. And we're going to be discussing a lot of things that are pertinent to where we are right now with Trump and with a lot of just all the things. So one thing I'll say is, and I mentioned this in a video earlier, this is a great time. A lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are seeing things they've never thought were real. A lot of things that are a little disturbing are coming to light. There's just a lot of unknowns and a lot of things that are kind of, those of you who follow Q and all of that, we're going to be discussing a lot of that stuff and kind of give you a little more foundation and some things too that maybe help connect some dots for you and give you some understanding about what you can do, what we can do, what we can all do, and where we're at right now. So that I don't have the date for yet. She just confirmed with me yesterday. It'll probably be in the next week or two. But if you're not following me on Facebook, definitely hit the follow button so you're getting notifications as I'm getting an update on when these other interviews will be. But basically tomorrow night, next Tuesday night, next Thursday night, and then sometime with Laura, and all of these will be free and all of these will be recorded. So even if you can't make them live, just register and then we'll send you the recording within like a couple day period. But I did want to make you aware of some of the things that are coming up here for any of us to participate in and to give us that expansion in our collective of upgrades. So thank you again, Dr. Ariel. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Very beautiful spirit, and I'm glad we are getting on the same page and clearing some things and being able to work together and co-mission together in our purpose. And thank you all for showing up tonight and for your interest. Leaders show up. I'm so excited for you guys and your openness to be able to understand this, learn it, remember it, and to jump in and participate on whatever level that is. And we'll be seeing you guys in the future. Do you have anything else that you want to say, Dr. Ariel?
Just thank you to everyone. It's such a pleasure and honor to be introduced to your group, Sharnael. Thank you very much.
I want to
Yes,
say
ma'am.
thank you very much for doing my scan.
Pleasure.
Would
So
love to see the report of it because I would love to learn more about the trial and everything.
I will make sure
Okay.
you get it. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thanks, Sarah. Bye,
Okay.
you guys.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.